I mean, at the time of the Lord Buddha, to get cloth, to make a rope was extremely difficult. Don't think just because everybody brings cloth here, we shouldn't take care of the things. I mean, we have so many boats or so many cloth, when it's gone, we just make a new one. That's not the attitude of a Kammatthana monk. I mean, keep your things well in order, and you especially here in the rainy season. I mean, you're quite lucky that you're not in Bantat. It will be even worse in Bantat. The humidity, in Bantat, you leave your ropes out, just for 1 hour, and it's completely wet. No, not wet, but completely damp. So, you make them dry and then instantly pack them away. And in the bowl area, there's not so much air in the bowl area that gets them damp. But, when you compare that air that is in the bowl, when you close the lid properly, to the air that is in the kuti with your open windows. Do think. The duties of the monk is just as important as the practice. Making it properly, everything properly, just like we do our practice properly. And doing the practice properly, we have to have sati, we have to have this awareness. Without awareness, we don't get anywhere, we don't see, we are just in the blind, It's just like, you have your dark glasses on and want to see, you want to differentiate between the different shades of green or grey, or something like that. You can't see the difference. Once you take off the dark glasses, you see the difference. You say, oh wow, what kind of world is that? Never seen it like that. That is people having sati. And if you remember what the Lord Buddha said, the only shortcut, to enlightenment is having sati all the time. Knowing what we are doing. If your sati is not that great. It's completely lacking behind. Maybe in your practice, you have some sati, yeah? But, the mind is fast. It is extremely fast. While you're being on Buddha, the mind still does 10,000 things. So, that is not sati. That's not awareness. Awareness is aware of everything that comes into the mind. Knowing that I want to drink something, and then see all this action that comes just from this thought, I want to drink something. Or I want to eat something. All this action. We don't see it. Because we are so used to it. The practice is rolling up, and questioning everything. Every thought that we have. Every movement that we do. Question it, what is it? What is the purpose of it? What effect does it have? That is developing sati. That's why I told you yesterday, if you don't have enough sati, then just note what you're doing. Now I'm doing my Buddha. Now I'm doing, now I want something to drink. Now I stretch out my arm, to see it slowly evolving. Without that, yes, I'm aware, I want something to drink, and then you look one way, and then you drink the other way. That is not a person who has sati. So note it. Okay, I want to drink something. Then see how you look around, where is something, where's the water, or where's my glass, or where is this. See it, Now I'm looking around. Once you found it, then you start moving towards it. Be it the arm or be it the whole body. Then note, I'm moving towards it. Note I'm picking it up, or I'm stretching out my arm. Now I bend my arm, and now I feel something in. Now I Now I put it to my lips, now I drink it, and then have sati, when you drink it, when the water reaches the tongue, what is the taste of it, what is the feeling of it? And then when the water goes down, the throat, what is the feeling of it? What's the taste of it? When it stays in the stomach, what is the feeling of it? That's how you should do it. That's how you should train sati. The same with eating. Just don't gulp it all in. And just shovel it all in. Because it really doesn't matter. That's where the kilesas are hiding in the dark, in the moments where we don't have sati, when we eat something and already want the next bite of it. That's where, that's when the kilesas have already done their work, It's difficult then to stop them. But to see them when we have sati, when we chew with sati, when we swallow with sati, when we are constantly with what we are doing, then we also see the creeping in of the kilesas. And then we instantly can counteract them. And I know it's so difficult to train. Because the kilesas don't want to make themselves open, or open up, make them to see them. So if you note that, you will see it's so difficult. I have awareness, I'm just going on this and that, That's the way of the kilesa. If your awareness is not that great, try it out. All these things, are a suggestion, to train your sati. Because I have the feeling your sati is not really up to the task, of going really deep into meditation. If you have the sati, that you can go really deep into meditation. But if you don't have the sati, doing all the outside works, then you have to train it as well. Just note it. I'm picking up the broom, I'm sweeping left, I'm sweeping right, I'm sweeping these leaves. Now I put my foot to the next step. Just like this, just noting, just making yourself aware of what you're doing, why you're doing it, and what kind of results does it have. As I said, we have to roll up our whole life, and start afresh. Not just coming back, from the worldly life, putting on some ropes, and thinking, practice is everything. If you don't know how to practice correctly, we will do that for the rest of our life and nothing will change. We might become a little bit more aware, of our surrounding, of the sounds, of the feelings, but nothing will change. We will not get down to the root, where these feelings are coming from, where these thoughts are coming from, where all these things are evolving. If you can't get to the root of that all, how can we uproot it? How can we uproot the evil if you don't see the root of evil in our heart? And we can only see it because satis are our inner eyes. That's where we can see it. That's where the kilesas don't have any power. That's why Lungta Mahaprabhu said, if you have sati, you have no kilesas that moment. So, how can you say, while you're drinking a glass that you have sati? The kilesas are all over you. They tremble all over you. Because you think about this, think about that, while you're drinking, you're mixing one thing, you drink one thing, and in thoughts you are ready for the next drink. How can you say you have sati? Sati is being aware, and being so aware that the kilesas don't have any space to intrude. And then you just see, you see the result of this drink, and then you feel after it, is it enough? And then you get up, and then go back to your kuti. Talking a lot doesn't help, it's all distractions. Train sati, and if you have to note it, and fight the kilesa. It's just like, you train Buddha all day long. If you really replace each kilesa, each thought with Buddha, there's no tougher work than this. You can do either this or, but you have to replace each intention, and in the end, you just do Buddha. Or you have to note. Especially if you see that your sati is in daily actions is not up to the speed. You really don't know what you're doing. You slur. It's just all muddy. You have the feeling that you know what you're doing, but actually you don't know. Remember, developing sati, how difficult it might be in the beginning. It would be really helpful. If you just do this noting example, for 2 or 3 weeks, you will see a complete different view. You will get to know what you're doing and what kind of effect it. And if you don't know what you're doing and what kind of effect it has, how can you change? It's the same thing, why I suggested to you, to do the daily reflection. You know how difficult it is to do that. Because the kilesas just don't want to do it. Because they want to work out, they want to play around in the background. It's just like when we do our Buddha, and we think we are with the Buddha. The kilesas are playing in the background, and suddenly, this is sound. Where is that coming from? The kilesas bring it to our attention that there is a sound. The kilesas bring it to our attention that there is a feeling, and so on and so on. And then they want us to do something. And then they say, it's enormously loud. Why is it so loud? And then they've got us. They've eaten us up. There's nothing, there's not much more left to our bhikkhu, being a bhikkhu, because they eat us up. And they still play around the same way as they used to play around, before. If you want to get a handle on it, train your sati. It's of utmost importance. Train it the way, whatever you want to do. Train it by noting, and even if it's so difficult. And all the questions of comfort. That's too difficult. It's easier just to stay with my feeling. Who tells you this? Get smart, understand the kilesas, they are out for comfort. They don't want to do difficult things. They just want to make it everything easy, and everything, muddy. They don't want any clear view. They want all these feelings, that they promise you. If you do this, I will get happy. If I do this kind of meditation, I get calm very easily. If I do that kind of meditation, I will get insight, and so on. Even the Dhamma, they completely turn around, upside down. And in the end, it's still the same old story. The kilesas rule you. And you have no way to counteract them. Only if you open your eyes and see. Open your eyes and see, what they're doing, what is going on. There's a thought. There's a thought. There's a feeling. There's a feeling. And then there's a feeling, and then there's thirst. That's the next thing. And it specifies even more, it specifies itself. What is it? And now I want to drink something. It's not, the first thought is not, I want to drink something. The first thought is, either I have dukkha, or, I just, I'm really thirsty. I have an unpleasant feeling in the stomach area. That's why I eat something, or that's why I drink something. But we are not really aware of what is going on. We're not aware. We don't have that kind of awareness to know what we are doing and why we are doing and what kind of results it has. So if you drink something, and you think you are thirsty, that might not be the reason, or in most cases it is really not the reason. It's the kilesas who want a distraction. The same thing with I want to pee, it's a distraction. The kilesas just don't want to do the work, any kind of monotonous work is the help for kilesas. If you give in, you feel more comfortable. Get to know this, get to experience this. So you have to do it. You have to do it. You have to try it out. It's the same thing, with eating. I mean, just like I said yesterday, I mean, sometimes eating full, yeah, and then see the results of eating, eating your full share, yeah, and the results of practice, How is the practice going? When I eat half, how is the practice going? When I eat, hardly anything, how is the practice going? So interchange between these things. But you cannot eat half, if you don't have enough sati. You cannot eat only a little if you don't have enough sati. Because the kilesas always want more. Oh no, I'm still hungry, and what is going to happening in the evening? When I don't eat my full share. I mean, this is investigation of food. Also investigate this kind of food. What kind of effect has this kind of food on me? What kind of effect has it in terms of practice on me? Is that good for my practice? Is it helpful for my practice? Is it not helpful to my practice? Investigate these things. But of course, we just like to, just like, with closed eyes, go through the world. Because that seems to be easy. Just don't know. That is the power of avijja, not knowing, wanting to know. Not making it clear to us what is happening. Always keeping us in the dark. So do you really think, ask yourself, if you get anywhere, if you don't open your eyes, if you don't make things clear that are muddy at the moment, and everything of all our action, be going to the restroom or going to the toilet, is muddy. Washing ourselves is muddy. Everything is muddy because we still do it the way that we used to do it at home, just with different utensils. We just wash, and then put the soap on, and then this, and then dry our body without any kind of awareness at all. We still do it the same way. Just using different utensils. How can you get wise, if you don't look? It displays if a person has sati or not. You really can see it. He's aware, what he's doing right now. That's a person who has sati. But people doing it, in English you can call it, maybe he's mindful, he's mindfully sweeping, yeah, that's fine. But he still doesn't have sati. He's mindfully drinking, but he still doesn't say that he has sati. Now I'm only up, even if our mind is only on drinking, that doesn't mean that we have sati. Sati is that thing that knows everything. Sati is the eyes that observe ourselves doing something and seeing the results of each action, seeing the results of each thought coming into our mind. That is perfect sati. And with this kind of perfect sati, you can run up to enlightenment. Any kind else, you will always stumble over the same blocks. See there, why do I constantly hit myself? You ask yourself, but you don't look what you stumbled upon. You just complain. Why do I hit myself? Why does this happen to me? Why does that happen to me? Unhappiness and happiness arises, in our heart. Greed and anger arises in our heart. If you look in our heart, we find everything. We find it, we find the source, for our hate. We find the source for our greed. We find the source for our delusion, not wanting to know. We find everything in our heart. But, we use our outer eyes, to look outside in the world. Oh, that's nice. Oh, that's comfortable. That feels nice. Huh? Everything that goes in our body turns out to be shit and piss. Huh? Why so? Do we understand that truth? Have we gone into that? Body investigation is the main topic for us as monks, or for anybody who wants to overcome greed and hate. To understand the nature, first of all, in order to understand the nature of the body. That each part of the body is just made out of 4 elements, just in a different combination. That is one thing. And the attachment to this form, what results in greed and hate. So we have to use the body investigation to bring up this greed and hate. To find the source of it, find where is it located in this body. Because it's all form. Greed and hate is only on form. This form I like, that form I don't like. This is good, this is bad. It's all attached to the form of the body. Because once the investigation of the body is finished, there's no more attachment to material forms. This form we like, that form we don't like. This food we like, that food we don't like. This drink I like, that drink I don't like. That's forms of greed and hate. And they are all concerned. They are all in combination with the body. With drinking, with eating, with sleeping, Oh, if I do this, I get sick. If I do that, I might stay healthy. Where is that coming? Where is that wisdom coming from? Not from us, from our learning. From the Western medicine. If you've been long enough in Asia, that the Western medicine has hardly understood a thing. Find out the reasons. You get sick, Find out the reason. What is the sickness? Is it common, or is it just a common cold that happens to everybody? How do you react to sickness? How do you react to old age? You like it? You don't like it? If you don't like it, why don't you like it? What do you have to do with this body? What's the common string, of this body and the citta? When you die, you just hop into the next body if you have enough virtue. Why do you hop in the next body? Because you love it. You're still attachment. Your attachment is not uprooted. That's why you hop in the next body. Be it a fine material body, or be it, the coarse material body of a human being. All these things. All these things we cannot approve because we don't see them. We don't see cause and effect working. So that's why we have to unravel it, And if it means that you have to train yourself by noting everything that you're doing, that is one step to unravel what you're doing. Oh, I didn't even know that, just drinking something, takes so many actions. So many movements, and then you see, instantly when you watch this movement, of just stretching your arm, you feel, where's their comfort? Moving this body around, where is their comfort? Look at it, feel it, experience it. Our work is the work of experience. The more we experience, the wiser we get. It's not the work of knowing. It's not the work of learning something. I just look it up on the internet, I Google it, and then I know what it is. That is just a common explanation that holds true for 50% of the population. That's all. It might not hold true for you, it might hold true for you. But that is not the source of the problem. The source of the problem lies in our thinking, lies in our attachment to the various things, lies in our views and opinion, especially views and opinions. This is nice and that is not nice. And of course it lies, because all of this lies in our karma. Things that we have liked in the past, we tend to like in this life. Things that we didn't disliked in the past, we tend to dislike in this life. I mean, you have to all uproot it. You have to see it, what you like, your likes and dislikes. How can you uproot something that you don't even know that exists? Ask yourself. We can only uproot things that we see clearly, where we see, there's the root, pull it out, and then it never grows again. All what we do is cut it down, yeah. I mean, we have so many techniques, especially also in the West, to control ourselves. So that in the end, we become control freaks. We control our mind not to think that. And does that help? Ask yourself. If we understand what makes us think in this way, I mean, we don't have to control anything. We just uproot it. Say, no, that's not a good idea. Or that's not a good thought. Or this thought leads to evil. Or this thought leads to unhappiness. Why should I carry it around with me? The moment you see the dukkha of something, of your action, of your intention, of your thoughts, I mean, then you really see the dukkha of it, you really see the discomfort with it, or the restlessness it brings, I mean, then you're ready to let go. You cannot let go. I mean, that's an idea of our controlling mind. We can let go of anything. The only place where it can be let go of is the heart. The moment the heart sees the fault it will never do it again. Just like I sometimes, bring up the example, I mean, if a child, puts the hand in the fire, it only does it once. It never does it again. So why do we put always our hand in the fire? Because we don't look. We just look the opposite way. Instead, I mean, we hold our hand on fire and we look outside in the opposite way. And then we see a person passing by and then said, this is the cause of our dukkha. Instead of looking in the right direction, that we are the ones who put our hand in the fire. Or we put our heart on fire. Because of this thought or that thought, because of this idea and that idea, because of this opinion or that opinion. Because we think this is healthy or this is unhealthy or this is like this or this is like that. That's why our heart is constantly in trouble. But we don't see it, because we look the opposite way. So how can we ever see it if we don't start, to looking in the right direction? And the right direction is, for instance, just noting. If you can't be aware of the things properly, just note it. Now I'm stretching out my arm. Now I'm stretching out my finger. Now I put my fingers in my nose. Why? Now I scratch. Why? Then we can ask, the moment we note, I mean, we are half of control of what is going on. Then we can say, why? And then in most of the cases you can instantly let go. Because you're not thirsty. Or you know that you don't have to piss or you don't have to shit. Or this or that. But because you don't know, you think you're thirsty and that's why you drink. Because you really haven't come down to the source of it. Once you see the root of it, what happened before? I was dissatisfied. And that's why I want to drink. It's not because I'm thirsty. It's because I'm dissatisfied. Dissatisfied, either with my practice or, I'm bored, It's also dukkha. Being bored, is a dukkha. Being dissatisfied is dukkha. Being restless is dukkha. I mean, feel it, really experience it, I mean, that is the best teacher you can have. Dukkha. See the dukkha, that leads to these actions. But if without being aware of, your actions, I mean, how can you see the cause of it? Ask yourself. I mean, the more detailed you are, I mean, the better it is. And if your kilesas tell you, I don't need that, I mean, I have enough awareness, I mean, that's where you go wrong. I don't see that you have enough awareness. I don't see that you have enough sati. Sati is not yet developed right. So I mean, take it on, It's a suggestion for you, how you can foster your awareness, how you can really foster it. And the more difficult it is, the more it shows you how you need it. Because actually, if you have enough sati, it's such an easy job to do. Boop, boop, boop. Extremely easy. There's no hindrance to doing that. It's just because the kilesas want to play in the background, and instigate the next phase or the next game, That's why they don't want us, to be, having sati on this and that. I know how to drink, I know how to eat, the doctors tell me this is healthy, I should eat this or I should eat that, this is not healthy, I should not eat this, So we rely on this, and being extremely lazy, not really getting down to what is healthy for us. For our body, what is healthy, not only not for the body, but for our development of the mind, of the chitta. That's what we have to get down to. We really have to evaluate everything that we do. When I take a step, feel it, just be with the step. Just know I'm doing a step. And then when you put your foot down, know that you put the foot down. And if you do it, you will see, you will foster your sati. And you will think, I've never been more aware. Because everything starts to become clearer and clearer. Just like you wipe dirty windows. I see enough, You cannot even distinguish between this kind of bird or that bird. You just see something flying and assume, that must be a bird, If it's flying, it's large, you assume this is this kind of bird. If it's, But in the moment, you wipe your window glasses, you start to see, wow. Color, the different colors, Oh, that's like this, that's like this. I never noticed that before. That's the power of sati. Develop it. And if it is tough, then be tough. If it's easy, then it's fine. Actually, as I said, if you have enough sati, this noting, is really easy. Don't fool yourself, I have enough sati, I just stay with what is easy. That's the same thing, and that's why our practice is not really developing. Our samadhi is not really developing. We don't get into a stage where it's completely calm, because our sati is not up to the speed of the kilesas. That's why still your feelings coming in and bothering us, thoughts are coming in and bothering us, this is coming in, the sounds are coming in and bothering us, This and this and this is still bothering us because the kilesas are still in the background and playing, instigating the play, the show. They're still in charge of the show. That's why you don't get into samadhi. If you don't start to see clearer, if you don't start, to develop your sati, you will stuck at that. Of course, you say, it's nice and comfortable. Yeah. Who tells you this? Have you ever questioned the one who tells you how it is? Who he is? Who are you to tell me that? Really counteract them, because there are really two forces within our chitta. There's the force of Dhamma and there's the force of kilesa. If the Dhamma doesn't counteract the kilesas, they will always rule. They will always sit on the throne and always tell us what to do. Tell us what we experience. Tell us how it is. It's nice. A cool breeze. Yeah. Who's telling us this? Can't you feel that cool breeze? So why do you need somebody to tell you this is this? My samadhi is going good. Who tells you this? Certainly not the Dhamma. Dhamma is just interested in doing. Just wants to go without a stop. Just concentrating on that, just investigating this or doing that, making this more clear, making that more clear. That's the Dhamma. Dhamma doesn't comfort us and say, yes, you've done enough, you're good, you're great. That's certainly not Dhamma. That's the kilesas who want to distract us, and get us off the hook. So that they have us in full control. So, I offer this for your reflection. You understand it? You have questions? Is it clear what I was talking about? It's of utmost importance.